Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Apron Strings. And I want to give a big old welcome to all of my new subscribers. My subscriber base has jumped. I'm at 9,200 and something, and I am so excited. If I felt like it, I'd jump up and down. Thank y'all, and I hope that you'll come back and watch often and help the channel to grow. I enjoy what I'm doing. I want more people here. I appreciate all of y'all that watch and comment regularly. It's like looking for a note from a family member when I get online. So just wanted to let you know that I do appreciate it, and I keep up with it, and every time I look, I ask the good Lord to bless my subscribers. So y'all are getting a little bit of prayer. I hope it's helping, and it's making me happy. Now, I've talked to y'all about buying an extra one thing or the other for your pantry. For just a basic storage on your pantry, you're going to need flour and sugar and cornmeal. You'll need baking powders and baking soda, salt and pepper, onion powder, granulated onion, granulated garlic. If you have those basic seasonings, those four, you can make stuff taste good. But you can add some Italian seasoning and some chili powders, and that'll really let you make any cuisine that you want. You're going to need to have some canned goods. Basic canned goods is canned whole kernel and cream style corn, canned green beans. If you like pork and beans, pinto beans, ranch style beans, think about what your family eats that you can use in an emergency situation to make a meal. Have you some canned tuna fish. Have you some Spam or some kind of canned ham that'll keep, that's shelf stable. That's what I'm talking about, because you never know when a hurricane, an earthquake, you never know what's going to happen. And you need to have some food that you don't have to go to the store, because so many people only have enough food for today, maybe 3 days. So that's why panic happens when there's an emergency situation, like when we were shut down with COVID. The shelves were empty. That's because people weren't prepared, okay? Have your soap to wash dishes with, soap to wash your body with, soap to wash your clothes with. Have some bleach, maybe some Comet. Windex is okay. It's not a necessity, but it's good to have. Clorox wipes are wonderful to have, especially when you don't have a lot of running water. You can sanitize stuff. You want to have the reason for the flour and all is your bread making supplies. So have you some yeast just in case. I like to keep some instant potatoes on hand. That helps make a meal a little bit better, because you can make gravy with flour, salt, seasoning, and water. Have you some canned evaporated milk, some shelf stable milk. Now, I showed y'all in the video on Dollar Tree that they have a shelf stable whole milk. So you would have regular milk in little quarts in your pantry if you'll go there and get you some. Have you some ground beef? You can make a lot of casseroles, a lot of different dishes with ground beef in your freezer. Have you bacon if you can afford it? Have you some bacon, maybe some sausage. Have eggs, butter, of course your milk. You can have some frozen orange juice or some bottled orange juice, tomato juice, V8, think about things like that. Extra water that you would have on hand. Let me think what else. Go ahead and get you some light bread or whole wheat bread, whichever you like, but you can make bread. There's a lot of videos. I have some, other people have them, showing you how to make homemade bread. And you know what? You need to start practicing. Just in case you have to do it, you'll know how to do it. You're going to need to have your toilet articles. Think about your deodorant, toothpaste, shaving equipment, bath soap, hand soap to have around to keep your hands sanitized, maybe some Listerine if you think you'll need that. Think about your toilet articles that you buy regularly, something to floss your teeth with, toothpicks for the kitchen, matches, candles. You need to have your little propane tanks filled for your grill. I don't have a list in front of me. I'm just going down a few things that I think you might need. You might want a few packages. This is a a luxury sun-dried tomatoes. That'll give you that tomato flavor on a burger or something if you don't have tomatoes. But I always keep rice and oatmeal and grits. I keep canned tomatoes. I have stewed tomatoes, whole tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and rotel tomatoes. That's tomatoes with green chilies in them. I always have a variety of the vegetables. Besides corn and green beans, I have carrots. I have some hominy. I have different things like that. Now you can buy freeze-dried or dehydrated bell peppers and onions, or you can have your own and do it yourself, or have fresh. You may not be able to get fresh. So that is something else that you need to think about, is your onions and celery and stuff like that that you would want to use. That's just a few ideas. Now I'm going to take y'all out to the sunroom, and I have a haul from the LDS Distribution Center, which is Latter-day Saints, the Mormon church, and they're so kind that they let everybody shop at their facility, and their items, all but the powdered milk, are in 1 gallon cans, sealed, and they'll keep 30 years. So if you want to put you something back for a safety net, their prices are awesome. I'm going to get my little price sheet where I can tell you how much they are. So I'm going to get my price sheet, and then I'm going to go out to the sunroom and show y'all my haul from the LDS Distribution Center. And I'm so thankful to have it in my pantry for an emergency situation for the rest of my life, because I'm 69 years old and it'll last 30 years. So let's get looking at my next haul that I got. So I told y'all the other day that I was going to show you my haul, and I'll just tell you straight up, I will be going back to get a few more things, but I got basics, and I feel like I'm pretty set for whatever would happen. And of course, this is just a portion of the things that I have kept in my pantry regularly, really since I married 51 years ago. But I'm going to show y'all what I bought, and I've got a price sheet. You pick up this little form when you go in, if you want to, and you mark what you want. Mine that I picked up when I started to bring it out here to be able to tell y'all the prices is real faint, and I couldn't see the bottom. So I went online and just wrote down the prices. Let me tell you, get you a pencil if you want to go online. It's www.providentliving, providentliving.org. So to start with, what I bought me the macaroni, and it's the elbow macaroni. It's in the gallon can. It is 3 pounds, and the macaroni, let me find it on here, $5 a can. And I bought a case of 6 because you can do a lot with pasta. Then I bought some hard red wheat. I have hard red wheat in bulk because I grind it and make whole wheat bread, and I've done that, good Lord, since I guess 99, because I was kind of concerned in 99 about what was going to happen. But I've got a case of the hard red, and it's $4 for a 5.5 pound can, sealed, that lasts 30 years on your shelf. Excellent to have in your food storage. Then I bought the hard white. Get over there where I can get my can. I bought the hard white, and the hard white is $3.25 a can for the 5.5 pounds. Sealed, will last for 30 years. And I bought a case of that also, so I got 6 cans of that. Just to be safe, make sure that I have what I need. I got a can of just rolled oats, and the oats, get the cheat sheet out here. The oats are $4.50 a can, and then I bought, let me see if this is what I bought in here. Yeah, I bought a case of the rolled oats. So they're $4.50 a can, and a case has 6 cans in it. 30 years. Now once you open it, it doesn't last that long, and I didn't even read to see how long the storage life was when you open it. But another thing they have there, you can purchase these lids. I think they're maybe a dime a piece that fit the top of the can once you open it if you need it. So that's something that you can have. Okay, I bought some spaghetti bites. I bought 2 cans of spaghetti bites. And that's like if you took spaghetti and broke it in little like 1-inch pieces. And I've got 2 cans of that. I didn't buy a case of that. And the spaghetti bites are $5 a can. And that can is 2.7 pounds. I bought 1 can each. No, I bought 1 can of black beans, and they're $6 a can. And that's a 5.5 pound can. Then I got 2 cans of the Great Northern Whites, and that's a 5.5 pound can, and the white ones are $6. You can also get pintos for $6. Now I didn't buy any, but they have a can of carrots that you can get that's $9.25. So if you would be interested in carrots. I bought, where's my onions? I got me, oh, here they are right in front of my face. I bought 1 can of the dehydrated onions, and that is a 2.1 pound can, and it was $8. And I got a can of those. I got a case, and the case I think has 12 in it. Plus, when I went another time, I bought 4 packages of the non-fat dry milk. And the milk does not last as long as it's in Mylar. It doesn't last 30 years, but I was going to try to see if I could find the storage on it. You know, I don't see it. I just know that it's not 30 years. I'm thinking 10 years. I'm pretty sure that it's 10 years. But it's sealed in Mylar bags, and it's non-fat dry milk. Then I bought a case of the potato flakes. You can do a lot with potato flakes. You can use it as a thickener if you don't have cornstarch, and that's something else you need to have on your shelf is some cornstarch to thicken stuff with. You can make potato salads. You can make mashed potatoes. You need some instant potatoes in your pantry. So I bought a case of these, and the potatoes are $6.50 a can, and it's a 1.8 pound can, but they are the potato flakes. So there's going to make a whole lot of potatoes per can. So that's probably all that I've got here. I've told y'all about everything that I bought on this trip. But I'm very impressed with the fact that that church is willing. In fact, I think that they can this themselves and have those sealers that seal the cans. But it just impresses me that they're willing to let the general public purchase from them, even though you're not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Very kind and sweet. Those people were precious when we went in there to shop. They also have apple slices, and let me see if I can read this paper over here on the apple slices. I didn't buy any apple slices because, as y'all know, I have a freeze dryer, and I've got a bunch of apples done that I did on my freeze dryer. But let me see if I can find apple slices over here. The apple slices are $11.50 for a 1 pound can, but they're very lightweight when you dehydrate or freeze dry your apples. So, but that would give you some fruit on your shelf. You need to think about that. Now, I have a lot of Thrive Life because I was a consultant for a while, and then I just order when I need something or want something. Comparatively on the same items that they have, this is cheaper. But they don't have everything that Thrive Life has. So, shop wise, shop smart. Smartly, if you want to be correct, and check your prices and buy where you get the most for your money, and you can have more on your shelf that way. Now I am going to go back, and there's a few more things that carrots. I didn't buy carrots because I have a lot of carrots that I've done myself also. But you need to just think about what I bought today. If this is something, Here's my thoughts. If something happens and we're actually in a crisis where we're going to need food and there's not any on the shelves to be had in town, you're going to want some things in your pantry that are satisfying and very filling and will keep you full for a long time. Pasta is something that will stay with you. My daddy would say it sticks to your ribs. You can make it into a salad like potato salad. You can boil it with tomato stuff on it. You can put it with ground beef. You can make you some Alfredo if you have the stuff to make it, or have you some jars on your shelf. Pasta and pasta sauce already made. They put it on sale 88 cents a can. Hello, that's cheaper than a hamburger. So instead of going to Burger King and getting you a $4 hamburger, go buy you 4 or 5 cans of pasta sauce and put it on your shelf. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is very filling. You can eat oatmeal for breakfast and you ain't hungry you're about all day long. Get you some oatmeal. Things that will stick with you and keep you full and satisfied and keep you from being hungry. That's important. Think about what your family would eat that would stick with them. Now everybody wants some bread. So you need to learn to make homemade bread. Whether you grind your own wheat and make it, or whether you try to get you some all-purpose flour. Just a bug in your ear. If you buy packaged anything like grits, malto meal, oatmeal, cream of wheat, your all-purpose flour, your self-rising flours, your cornmeal, put it in your deep freeze or the freezer on your ice box for 3 to 5 days. Then pull it out and let it get to room temperature, and then try to vacuum seal it. Because what that does, that kills those bugs that's in it. They're in there. You can't get rid of them. But if you freeze it first, they never hatch out and make little black bugs in your flour and cornmeal. So try to make a spot to where when you buy stuff at the store that's of that nature, that you can put it in there. Even my cake mixes, I freeze them and then I bring them out and preserve them with vacuum sealing. Anything that has flour, cornmeal, and that kind of stuff in it, your oatmeal, your grain stuff, you want to try to freeze it for 3 to 5 days. It doesn't hurt to be longer, but at least 3 days. And that'll kill those larvae that's in there. They won't hatch out and you won't have nasty stuff that you're trying to use. But if you get hungry enough, you won't mind sifting those little bugs out and using that product. Years ago, I would have never done that. But you know what? The older I get, the wiser I get. They're in there to start with, so you just can't see them. Go and get you some bleach and some washing stuff. I've already told y'all at the beginning all of that stuff that you need. If you like macaroni and cheese, right now Costco has their big old 18-box mac and cheese, and it's not real expensive. It's one of those sales where you get $4 or $5 off. I got one of those because the grandkids love it, and we use that all the time. But, you know, things that you use regularly, that's an easy fix. See, the macaroni and cheese has the pasta in it that's satisfying, and you already have your cheese sauce with it. Now, there's places like Augustin Farms and all that sell butter powder. I haven't bought any butter powder. I'm not saying that I'm not going to. And I'm used to putting butter in my mac and cheese and butter in the oatmeal, and so I'm going to need to look into that. But right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I have a little bit of everything, staple stuff, that we can make it should the shelves be empty. And during all of the crisis with COVID, I didn't have to go to the store. I had everything we needed. We had plenty of toilet paper and paper towels. We had deodorant and toilet articles, toilet soap. We had everything we needed. And I could cook anything I wanted to. I have always canned since I first married. So I had meat canned, I had vegetables canned, I've got jelly, I've got ketchup, I've got everything canned. Don't have a whole lot of anything because it's just 2 of us. But I've always canned, so it's just a way of life with us. There's always food on the shelf. And no, I'm not showing my pantry, I'm sorry. That's something that I think you need to keep your business to yourself. It's none of anybody's business what you have on your shelf. The wrong person can find out what you have on your shelf, and they might think they're entitled to some of it. just admonish people to have a stocked pantry for no matter what happens. And their life inside your home will be a lot more pleasant, a lot happier, and it'll be a lot easier to get through any situation if you can feed your family and keep them from being hungry. Makes a happy house when everybody's full. I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and I hope you'll listen to what I'm saying. I'm not just blabbing and beating the air. You need to listen. We don't know what's ahead of us. There's a lot of controversy and all kinds of stuff going on. There's fires and flooding and famine, and our nation, our world, everything seems like it's just in a big ball, and it's just being rolled around and tumbled, and you don't know what to expect. So it's just wise to prepare a little bit, just in case something were to happen. That one thing you won't have to worry about is fighting for food somewhere. I hope y'all will come back in a day or two. I'll have another video. In the meantime, gather your family around, let them know you love them, make some sweet memories, make a good meal and have them at the table, and feed them, and put your phones up and give them one-on-one time. You know, that's something else y'all might ought to do. You might ought to have a day a month at least that there's no electronics, and let your kids and your grandkids and your own selves learn to live without it, because you might have to. We got kids that would go nuts if they didn't have those electronics. They need to learn to play board games and visit with their family, and go for a walk outside, or, you know, like we did when we were kids. We didn't have all that stuff, and we were happy. But once they've had it, they're going to miss it. So it would be wise to take one day a month, one day a week would be good. No phones, no electronics, none of that. Let's just learn to live without it. It would be good for your family. So y'all take what you want to out of this, throw the rest of it over your shoulder to somebody else. Just hope you don't live to regret it. The good Lord bless and keep you, and I'll be back in a day or two with something else good.